Hello, friends. I welcome you all to another brand new episode of Learn with Musa. Here, my main objective is to teach you about web services, about different classification of web services, and finally to understand how they become an integral part of software app development. We are going to understand these in couple of sessions. And these sessions are going to be with more of layman concepts without much of technical jargons. I aim these to be understood easily by anyone, even non-technical testers. So friends, to understand web services, we will split it into different related topics or areas first, and finally try to make a connection between them to grasp web services concepts. So here is the high level agenda that I will be covering in these sessions. We will understand what is internet, what is web, how web is classified into human web and programmable web, what is services in general. Then combining web and services, how we can understand web services in a more better way. Finally, classification of web services. So friends, before I talk about web services, let me break it into two parts, web and services. Understand them and related technologies first. Then we would be in a position to understand web services clearly. So first goes about web. What is web? We use web every day and there are billions of people around the world uses it. Web comes into picture when we use Facebook, when we read online articles, newspapers, when we do online shopping, when we watch YouTube videos, etc. in a browser. But have we thought what it is? To understand web in much better way or to know what makes web available to us, let us refresh our idea about internet first. So friends, we know that internet is a network of computer devices, and these devices could be your laptops, tablets, smartphones, etc. All these devices are connected together and each got a unique number to identify them from the network. This identification number is nothing but the IP address. You pay your internet service providers, ISPs, and gets an internet and an IP address to your device. Simple, isn't it? As far as the internet user is concerned, it is that simple. The internet that we use today evolved to its present form from the technical foundation called ARPANET, which was developed by the American Defense Department. ARPANET was never meant for all the humans to consume. It was just for two machines to communicate each other. But when the internet became a giant, or when it was developed to the way it is available to us, it was for all humans to consume. And to humanize the internet, web played a key role. So am I saying internet and web are same? No, absolutely not. Internet is an infrastructure which connects all the computer devices across the world, and web is one of the services that runs on top of this infrastructure. So friends, let me repeat that. So internet is an infrastructure. It's just an infrastructure which connects all the computer devices across the world. And using this infrastructure, we have a service which is nothing but web. In other words, you have the infrastructure in place which you make use to build your services, and one of such services is web. Can you think of any other services that runs on internet? Yes friends, you are correct. To name a few, we have emails, chat, VoIP, etc. To understand this concept, Let me make an analogy. Think of any country's postal department. They have a big infrastructure of postal offices across the country, right? And they offer different services like mail solution, logistic solution, e-commerce solutions, even money transfers, right? So internet is like a postal department infrastructure and web is one of the service offered in this internet, like money transfers in the postal department. So friends, I hope you got a fair amount of idea about what is internet, what is web, how they are not the same, etc. Now let us understand more about web, what are different kinds of webs, etc. So friends, let us understand about human web. Web actually gave humans the ability to ask or request for a resource present in a computer device or server, which can be located anywhere in the world. And we got them back in response. And these were made possible with the invention of websites. Web also introduced various terminologies like domains, web servers, browser softwares, URL, HTML, etc. I'm sure you have heard these terminologies many times earlier. And we humans started becoming the actors or users in this web. And using a browser software, we could easily hit on any website domain or application domain and request for any resources available in the servers. The web server software that runs in the server machine waits for the request that you user agent sends from the client machine browser, and it gives back the resources in response. To identify a particular resource, we introduced the concept of URL or URI, and the website shows a collection of such different resources or URIs. These are made available to us in the website's homepage by putting them into nice menus and through hyperlinks. The browser gets the response sent by the web server and it knows how to render the responses in the UI in a way that the human user understands through HTML and other technologies. The resource that we talked so far could be a static one like a news article or an image file, or it could be a dynamic one as well. The web applications are developed to get the dynamic resources to the user based on the type and parameters of the request. And it's really amazing to know that how simple it is the way web works. And that's the main reason the web has become so huge as we see it today. And if you take out the web, internet is not going to be that useful. This part of web is known as the human web, as it is mostly used and utilized by the humans. And the outputs that renders in the browser UI is in the form that a human can read and understand. There is another form of web that we are more interested here, which is known as the programmable web. Whatever humans doing over the web, a program should be able to mimic it. You may call a program as an application too. To give you an example, assume you wanted to purchase a new smartphone from Amazon.com and you decided to choose a phone model which got the highest ratings or purchased a million times by other users. So every day you go to Amazon.com and checks to know whether there any model which reached a million units sold. Assume instead of you doing this, if there is a program that does this check every day, it goes to Amazon service and sends you an email when such a condition is met for any phone. That will be a big convenience for you, isn't it? Yes, friends, that's very much possible. We can have programs that runs on the existing architecture of the web and does certain actions. The program can send requests for resources similar to you the human requested for a resource from the browser agent. It uses all the existing technologies like web servers, HTTP requests, JavaScripts, etc. plus certain other technologies too. So when we discussed the human web, we understood the humans could understand any resources available in the web mainly because the browsers rendered responses in the form of HTML. But when it comes to programmable web, the program will not be able to understand the HTML like the humans do, and the browsers are not in the picture. But it's easy for the programs to consume them when they are given in the form of XML or JSON. The program takes an action based on the content in the XML or JSON like the Amazon example mentioned earlier. These programs can communicate to other distributed web applications as well, and they can store any responses in the database or files, etc. So friends, so far we have discussed about what is web, what are different types of web like human web, programmable web. If you have any questions on this topic, please put the comment below. I'll try to answer them. Remember, we started this journey to understand web services. So our journey to understand web services will continue in the next session based on the agenda we have set earlier. Till then, it's Musa signing off. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.